And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Fatality, an MK retrospective. I am your host, the Fluffmaster Supreme, the one who knows the combos to make Sindel scream, Mr. Big Johnny D. And allow me to introduce my co-host, the man who's been with me since the beginning, that doppelganger kangabanga, that saucy Aussie, Mr. Brody Kano Kane.
How y'all motherfuckers going?
Today is May 29th, 2021, and we are talking Mortal Kombat 1995 today. And it's going to be a doozy episode. It's going to be a fucking fun one. But before we jump into that shit, we like to do a little intro, little slice and dice, if you will. Talk about what the fuck we've been doing for the last week. So, Brody, my brother, how have you been, man?
I've been very well, Mr. Johnny D. A bit better than last week, so definitely improved there. Yeah. We recorded our first episode of season 2 for Lights Camera Exploitation.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So nice. We are back. We are fucking back, people.
I didn't know season 2 was coming that fast, brother. I'm not gonna lie. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I said to TJ, when are we doing this thing? And he's like, next weekend. I'm like, fucking hell yes. I'm keen. I'm super keen. We did a TJ Bowser pick straight up, Blow Up from 1966. Very, very fun film to talk about. It's a little bit different, I will admit, but yeah, no, it was good, and it was actually a great time on the fucking show to be back, to be honest. So yeah, that was good. Right. What else have I been up to? I've been buying bulk Blu-rays, dude. I won't list them all, but I will mention some of them. And yes, I've treated myself to a RoboCop director's cut from Arrow.
Ooh, nice.
Mr. Bowser sent that to me, and he's like, "You need to purchase this ASAP." And I'm like, "How fucking dare you? I'm trying to save my money." And just like that, it was gone. Like, I bought it, purchased it, and not to mention Scanner Cop 1 and 2 from Vinegar Syndrome. I had to get my hands on that. Another Mr. Bowser favorite. He was. I've heard him endlessly talk about this film, and from what I've heard, it's good things. Mother of Tears, and all right, now how's this for a fucking film title? Snake Eater.
Snake Eater.
Yeah, from Diabolic. So, Snake Eater, from what I've read, I've never ever heard of this film before, but I saw it and I was like, this shit looks badass. The trailer looks fucking epic. It's just basically about a one-man army. He used to be in the war. It's definitely a cheesy 80s action film. And it's just him taking on a bunch of people around the city of, I'm not sure if it's New York or wherever it is in the States, but yeah, it looks fucking badass. So I'm really keen to get my hands on that and suss that out. But yeah, other than that, just work, mate. Flat out working. Man, just waiting for these Blu-rays to rock up so I can check these bad boys out. But how about you? And also watch this lovely movie. This episode. So how about yourself there, Mr. Johnny D? How you been, brother?
Oh, I've actually been quite well. Thank you for asking, sir. Today I took the kiddo to a carnival. It was just a little, they call it Taste of the Fair, something like that. So, like everybody like every state has over here, they have a big state fair usually, like in the time of the summer. New York State does it every year. It's always in August. So this is just like a little snippet of the state fair, but like well before the fact. So they have like, I don't know, 5-6 different food booths set up, and then they got a bunch of little rides and shit like that for the kids, and then some games. It's actually it was quite nice, dude. It wasn't like overly packed or anything like that. Shit, man, we killed fucking 3.5 hours there today alone, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't big by any means. It's just kiddo rode some rides and played some games. It was supposed to be a cosplay day, and so my ass, like, dude, I haven't, because of COVID and all that shit, dude, we all had a year pretty much stripped away. I haven't done anything fucking with cosplay in a hot minute, right, dude? So like I had the itch, and I was like, yeah, dude, let's fucking, I'm fucking wearing something. Let's do it, right? So I even put a follow up on my fucking stupid Instagram and shit. So I ended up taking 2 cosplays with me, dude, right? I pull up, my buddy and his family pull up because his daughter's the same age, so that's why, you know, a nice play date for the girls. And we realized I kind of like how small it was. And I was like, huh, why don't we just suss this shit out for a little bit? You know what I mean? Like we'll dress, because like if you came in costume, you got discounts on stuff. Like you got discounts on like the ride bands. They had wine slushies. You can get discount on that for being in costume. Like, so you know what I mean? If you want to get your drink on, they didn't have a beer tent. So like you only had the wine slushies, worst case scenario. But yeah, like it was still a cool little idea. So my brother, Mr. fucking Joseph Day, who pops in on our shows every once in a while, he always asks us. He's the gentleman who always asks to show us our buttholes. I hope he's listening tonight, dude. He catches that. But this motherfucker, he was kind of mad at me and my buddy because we didn't tell him we didn't dress up. So he was expecting everybody to be fully like fucking, you know what I mean? And this is from my Ghostbusters group. So there was a bunch of us there today. There was a few people in flight suits. The few of us who also had kids with us, we were like, nah, dude, we're going casual. And everything all right over there, buddy?
Yeah, no, I just thought I heard something in the background.
Oh, fucking phasmophobia. Where the fuck was it? Oh, so yeah, anyway, so he shows up, dude, and they're doing the costume contest. They actually had one too. And he shows up and he's like, wow, thanks guys for not telling me that fucking you guys did dress up. We're like, well, you know, we just weren't feeling it. So he's like, huh? We were just like, we'll go in the costume, dude. They're about to do the adults. And he's like, no. He's like, they're about to do the adults. Just walk the fuck over there, dude. You're all suited up. You know what I mean? He had proton pack, fucking the whole 9. He was good to go. He's like, yeah. And then like, so the dude, the announcer guy sees him, calls him over because he's like, yo, he's like, come on, get in on this shit. So he goes over there. So now he's got me and my boy and his wife, and we got our 2 kids. And yeah, there he is right there, Mr. Joseph Day. Yeah, spoiler, he fucking won. And that's because he had some good old friends in the crowd that were loud as shit compared to the other like 15 people sitting there clapping. So as pissed off as he was, it was literally the quickest turnaround to where he won $75 for just being like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, a bittersweet moment. Good stuff.
Yeah, mate. Dude. Like that, it was fucking perfect, dude. It was so it was fucking hilarious. Because I even called it. I was like, he's gonna show up fully suited, dude. He's gonna be so mad at us. And it was, dude. There was just the anger on the face. But no, man, that was good shit. Had a fun time with that. Wife was dealing with some shitty stuff, unfortunately. I'm not gonna bring that up because I ain't gonna try to bring the show down by any means. Other than that, man, well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even have to watch this movie to review this. Yeah. I've watched this movie so many fucking times. There's shit I probably would still fuck up on even if I saw it, but I don't care. Shit, even before 2021 came out, I was watching this movie like every other fucking day, dude. It was ridiculous. I had this and Annihilation on repeat with some Legacy in the middle. but other than that, man, I think without further ado, we'll fucking get right into this shit.
Hell to the yeah.
So today we are talking 1995's Mortal Kombat, directed by Paul Anderson, also known now as Paul S. Anderson, writer Kevin Droney, producer Lawrence Kasanoff. You want to go down the starring list there, buddy?
Ooh, right. This is one name's going to be challenging here.
Yeah, if you want me to get that one, I can probably get that. I think I could roll it off tonight pretty well.
Yeah. You might have to. Yeah, I reckon you'll nail it. So we'll start off with Christopher Lambert as Lord Raiden, Robin Shao as Liu Kang, Lyndon Ashby as Johnny Cage,
Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung. I'm pretty sure I got that shit, dude.
I think you.
I hope I did not fuck it. I think I got it. All right, I'm gonna let you take the rest.
So Bridget Wilson is Sonya Blade, Talisa Talisa Soto as Katana, Trevor Goddard as Kano, Chris Kazmasa as Scorpion. I hope I said that right. Francis Petit as Sub-Zero.
I think it's Pitois. Pitois. Yeah, it is Petit.
Francois.
But he was a Frenchman. So it's Petit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we had a lot of Frenchmen in this movie.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, right. I didn't even know that. Keith Cook as Reptile and Kenneth Edwards as Art Lean.
Yo, you gotta have Art Lean, dude. He was a crucial character, whether you want to argue it or not. But we'll get into that a little later. So we got music by none other than George motherfucking S. Clinton. And if you don't know who that is, do yourself a Google search right now. That man, besides giving us this glorious album, which we have shit to talk about, he's done so many great things, dude. He's just an amazing artist. Going after that, we have cinematography. We have John R. Leonetti, edited by Martin Hunter. I fucked up the basic name. Jesus Christ, dude. Distributed by New Line Cinema. Released August 18th, 1995. A runtime of 101 minutes. A budget of 18 million. Grossed 122 million worldwide. And we have a trailer here for y'all to enjoy. Well, Brody and I also enjoy with you.
Each of us, there burns the fury of a warrior. In every generation, a few are chosen to prove it.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament.
Three strangers will travel to the mystical realm of Outworld to defend our people against Shang Tsung.
You will die.
And his forces of darkness in an ancient tournament. One more victory.
Your soul is mine.
And our world is theirs.
It has begun.
I don't need to run.
Johnny Cage, Scorpion,
Combat begins.
Oh man, that was a fucking trailer, dude.
Fuck, that's so awesome. Brings back so many. How fucking funny in that trailer is it's like when it's like Kano, Sub-Zero, they're all like doing shit, and then it goes Raiden. It's just Christopher Lambert going, ha 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 ha.
Just Christopher Lambert fucking laughing, dude. Dude, Christopher Lambert. And we have a little bit of this behind the scenes, but he was like almost the unsung hero of this movie. So it's quite impressive if you don't know, but we'll get into that. But you want to give us that plot rundown, buddy?
Absolutely. Mortal Kombat is a tournament designed by the Elder Gods to allow Earthrealm a chance to defend itself against other attacking realms. Outworld so far has 9 straight victories against Earthrealm, and it is now time for the 10th tournament, which, if they are victorious, will be allowed to merge the realms. Lord Raiden, the protector of Earthrealm, has gathered a handful of warriors, including a disbanded monk, a struggling actor, and a special forces officer with a score to settle, all in attempt to defeat the powerful warriors of Outworld. as well as the evil sorcerer Shang Tsung, and win the tournament, thus saving all of Earth and its people.
Beautiful, buddy. Fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So let's discuss. I'm gonna let you take it.
I mean, this film is nothing but pure fucking 90s nostalgia. It's crazy. Bad shit crazy. I fucking love it. And it stays incredibly true to the source material of the games.
It really does in comparison to like any, let's just say video game movies as a whole.
Yes.
If we'll go as that genre. Besides tweaking a few things, which obviously is going to happen because you're going to a totally different format to explain the story. You're 100% right, dude. It sticks so close to its main source material, like that very first and second game. I would say there's a little bit of lore. It could actually just be tied to the first if you consider like all the comics and stuff that came after the fact. But absolutely, man. I mean,
and the one thing that I love this film so much, but the one thing I obviously do have a problem with it is the violence. We never got that tasty violence like the games, but in a sense, I think that if you start tampering with the ratings and like introducing gore and that, it could have changed the actual outcome of this film. Like it might not have made it actually as good as it was. I'm not entirely sure. What do you?
That's an interesting take. So if they actually went with the hard R, but we're talking 95. I mean, all right. So we got to think 95 hard R. What's a 95 hard R that comes to mind?
Event Horizon. Is that 95?
That was 97. No.
Sorry. Yes, that was. Yes.
No, you're fine. That's actually. So Paul Anderson, and we talked about this on Goremore, I believe. Maybe we did.
Yeah.
But he did Event Horizon 97, and that's why he didn't do Annihilation. And that reason alone, and I think that might have had this in the thing, but that reason alone is why he stuck with the Resident Evil series all the way till his like final conclusion, is because he felt like he almost kind of shat on his own movie and potential series because he didn't do Annihilation.
Yes.
So, but, I mean, you're close. I mean, that's 97. That's only 2 years after. And that's what Paul Anderson could have gave us if he was given that, openness, I guess. That's not the right word.
But we will roll with that word. But yeah, no, just to point out the closest thing to an R-rated film in 1995, I mean, you had films like, Demon Knight from Tales of the Crypt.
Okay. So, that Demon Knight's actually, all right, we got some great, good gore and stuff in that. I feel like the Mortal Kombat wouldn't have been to that kind of level. Obviously, like we're not going to, Tales from the Crypt, it's its own thing. And it's kind of the level of cheese, even though it's like high budget, it's still high budget cheese. And that's a whole different pod.
Oh, absolutely.
But no, man, okay. So if it was an R, it definitely wouldn't have gotten the outreach that it could have in 95. I would have to say that being PG-13 gives you a broader stance. And this is when, like, dude, you've already got, this is 95. So you're already dropping MK3 this year. And when did we say this came out? Was it August? Yes. Okay. So it was August. If I'm not mistaken, oh my God. And you'd have to actually go back to our further episode, because I'm pretty sure we fucking talked about it in the MK3 episode. But I think even Ultimate MK3 dropped in September. So that would have dropped literally a month right after this shit. Would have been like perfect fucking like tie-in. I don't know, man. It was a storm. I can't speak for anybody else, but like, I watched that movie. I didn't get to see it in theaters, unfortunately, but I did. I watched it. I rented it on VHS. My old man let me rent it. We were going out Friday night, and like my parents picked the family movie, and then I got to pick a movie myself, and then you know what I mean. So I picked Mortal Kombat, dude, because it just dropped. And I was like, yeah, dude. I had like the first game, and I didn't have the third one yet.
Yep.
Maybe I did. I might have actually had Ultimate 3 because by the time the VHS dropped from the theater release, that was like a solid 6 months back in the day, where now it's like 3. Yeah, I watched it like 3 times back, rewind, back. You know what I mean, dude? Like I went ham on that shit.
Fucking
And
A.
yeah, when you're a kid, man, you just eat this shit up. It's so good. And I do it as an adult too. And like you said, it's pure. It's not purely, but it's definitely a nostalgia 95 like fucking ride and a half. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, what else can you say about it? I mean, unless you got.
Well, I actually remember that exact trailer after watching it. I was like, I have seen that on a VHS before, and there's a little bit of a sidebar, but I'm pretty sure it was Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I remember seeing that trailer before the movie because I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare was 94, but it was the trailer for it saying it was coming soon.
That would make sense because just the weird kind of sound edits in the trailer versus what we actually get in the movie.
Yes.
That would kind of explain that. Yeah. And I can see that it's both New Line. So yeah.
And I remember just watching that back and forth. And I'm like, dude, I've got to fucking see this. But 95, what would I have been? I probably would have been about 4 or 5. Fuck, I was only a youngin'.
I was 10. So that's why I was like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my brother, he's 6 years older and he had all that shit. So, I think he would have been about 11.
So you know
10.
what's funny, dude, is like you had the role of like what my sister had for me, where she got all this Mortal Kombat shit vicariously because of me. Like she watched me playing all the games, so she ended up playing the games. Like, so she has an infinite love for MK as well. I mean, not enough to make a fucking podcast on it. But no, dude, that's awesome, man. Like, that's kind of cool because then you're experiencing it through a whole different vibe because not only is it like chilling with your big bro, but you know what I mean? Like, you're getting your fucking dude. I can only imagine if you're 5 watching this shit, dude. Holy fuck, man. I'd be fucking jumping off the couches doing ninja kicks and shit. Like,
oh, I honestly thought like I'd watch that and then I'd watch straight into like Wes Craven's New Nightmare and I'd just shit my pants pretty much. So you're going from one extreme to the other.
Oh, what a good movie that is too, dude. I actually enjoy it. People say what they want, but
yeah, not to start any arguments with some of the boys in Project Louder, but I do like that film.
Yeah, that would definitely be once again a different podcast argument. But no, okay, so while we're still discussing this movie, obviously the CGI is straight up 95, and it's not even good 95 because we bring this up in previous podcasts. Once you compare it to Jurassic Park, which I don't know, like I know that's the biggest comparison, but it's like, dude, how could you not? But this was What did we say? 18 mil? I believe it was the budget. 18 million was the budget.
So.
And obviously, you know, like set design and all that good shebang. Christopher Lambert was the biggest one. He had, you know, so he was the biggest name, so he had to definitely pay his ass. We'll talk about that in a second. But no, so fighting and action, great. Storytelling, great. But like I said, CGI kind of And in compare, if we're talking MK, like you brought up, lack of potential violence that we could have or should have had.
Yes.
So I don't know. Howdy. Oh, what's up, Mr. Boss Man? How you doing?
Howdy there, Mr. Honky Tonkin. Yeah, no, I think what really does save this film is the production design and location settings. I think they also really stay true to the game itself. I mean, that's that 90s cinematography that we get in this film. Like it's fucking fun. And the choreography scenes, like the fighting and that, it's like I will point out Reptiles scene with Liu Kang, that whole fight scene. I
Mhm.
find that is like so true to the fucking game itself.
Those are
Scorpions.
lies, TJ. Sorry, not to interrupt, Brody.
Yeah, no, it's all
TJ,
good.
TJ saying this shit. Scorpion's layers look weak. Ha. No, y'all got to know if the inside missed the joke here. Big alumni on Project Louder. And if you go over to the Down the Rabbit Hole podcast, you can catch his lovely voice. But yeah, that gentleman made that amazing level. But anyway, sorry, Brody. Go ahead. Reptile fight.
No. Yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah, basically reptiles. That whole scene, fan bloody tastic, you know, it's definitely that 90s vibe, as I was saying. But yeah, other than that, that's all I've got to say about the film, mate.
All right. So yeah, once again, nostalgia override, terrible CGI, amazing fight scenes, great acting and all that good stuff, which we're gonna go through that. So I would say, hit behind the scenes. So you want to take that away, brother?
Absolutely. So Christopher Lambert also voiced Raiden in the French dubbed version.
That's awesome.
Have you seen the French dubbed version? Because I really
I have
wanna
not,
watch
but
that
it
now
kind
for
of
this.
makes me almost want to watch it just to hear Christopher Lambert still do Raiden in French. I don't know French. I took Spanish in high school or in middle school and high school, so I don't know how well that would be, but you know, I could try it.
Je m'appelle Lambert.
Mhm.
That's about it. So Bridget Wilson, who had originally tried out for Sonia, left during the casting to do the film. Billy Madison. So Cameron Diaz was chosen and hired after appearing in The Mask. However, due to an injury to her wrist during training for the film, she could no longer play the role. So Wilson was called back as shooting had just wrapped up on Madison. She was flown out the next day to start film and had to train and prepare for her fights on set and between takes.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. And I honestly don't see Cameron Diaz playing that role after watching this movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Wilson did a great job. I mean, I think she gives the look to Sonya to me. You know what I mean? Like she just has that. She's got that resting bitch face, dude. You know what I mean? She just straight. Yeah, say what you want, but I feel that's what it is. She does it so well, man. I mean, she did it
even
great
in Billy Madison.
What's that?
Even in Billy Madison, she had that.
Oh, dude, she was delicious, Billy Madison. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I'm watching Johnny Cage and Scorpion fight over here. The layer wasn't weak ass. No, but Cameron Diaz. That's
interesting choice.
I just don't know if I'm not saying she couldn't pull it off. It just that would have been a way different Sonya. I feel.
Look, if it was me choosing for that role, I would have chose Sharon Stone. I don't know. I think she's just got I think she's got that fucking bit of fierceness behind her, in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think she was doing Casino at the time. I think that was 95 as well.
I have to take your word for that one. I honestly don't know. I have to look that up. No, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad obviously, it sucks that she had to get hurt in order for Wilson to luck out and kind of like fall back into the role. But I would almost say it's kind of like a blessing. Because like I said, man, like I feel like she just filled the role so well.
Absolutely.
Maybe her fighting, like obviously if she had time to train her fighting could have been that much better. But given the fact of how it fucking happened, I think she did a great job.
She still bet Kano.
That poor bastard.
They made him so weak in this film, it pisses me off.
You know what? I feel like that's why in the new one you just get so much more Kano because they're just like, no, man, we gotta.
Australian director and Australian actor, they're just like go ham with it.
Right, dude. There's a lot of Australian actors in that, but go check out our fucking bonus episode for that shit. Where we reviewed 2021 MK. What are we at?
So
Chris,
Chris
yep. Go ahead, bud.
Chris Kazmassa. Am I saying that
Casamassa?
right?
I think Casamassa.
Fuck.
I could
Chris
be
Casamassa.
fucking to myself.
No, it's Chris Casamassa was originally hired to be a stunt ninja. However, at the audition, the producers were so impressed they gave him the role of Scorpion. Damn, that's awesome.
Right? That's when you're just coming in, you're doing some fucking nasty ass moves in the office. Good shit.
Ed Boon voiced the classic line for Scorpion, "Get over here."
Yeah. So not
That's
only
some
in the
research.
games, but continue it into the movieverse.
Absolutely. Oh, this next one's very delicious. The
Right?
man himself, Jean-Claude Van Damme, was actually supposed to play Johnny Cage, the character which is based off his character in Bloodsport. However, turned it down to play fuck mate. Is that Julie?
Guile.
Fuck.
Guile.
in Street Fighter. And I bet you he fucking regrets that.
Dude, I mean, I like the Street Fighter movie, but it's definitely nowhere near like this motherfucker right here that we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
And I like Street Fighter series, but still, you know what I mean? Obviously, dude, we're on a fucking MK podcast.
We just would have had a heavily cocaine out of his mind, Jean-Claude Van Damme on Mortal Kombat.
But that would have been a cool fucking circle to like complete. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he have done that? Like, it's like already like, yo, dude, look, this character here that we want you to play is already an homage to your other character. So play, like, how fucking crazy would that be? Oh my God. And okay. Another talking point. Jean-Claude Van Damme actually played Johnny Cage in this versus Lyndon Ashby. What would that be like? Would we get more violence like in like Bloodsport and stuff? Or would it be more how Street Fighter was, where Street Fighter was kind of like held back a little bit too?
It would be a more serious role, and with his comedic and sarcastic lines delivered, would be that serious they would not be funny. I don't think he could deliver them as much as the guy we got for this.
I just wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love Lyndon Ashby, but once again, that's probably like nostalgia talking just from like, you know, watching. He was on a show on USA too, dude, and I can't remember. I wish I remember the name of it, but it's like he was a spy, and his like rival spy was his neighbor, but they had to like hide it from each other's wives and shit like that. But they were always like fighting and fucking shit. It was pretty funny, dude. Yeah, like I thought he played a really good Cage. But Jean-Claude Van Damme would just been like, I feel like it would have been a power struggle with Robin Shaw.
Ooh. Oh, absolutely.
And not necessarily like coming from Robin Shaw, but like Jean-Claude would want himself to be that main character. You know what I mean? Where it's like, no, dude, this one, it's Liu Kang. Like Liu Kang's the main boy. Like you ain't gonna fuck with his ass.
Yeah. He would have been very difficult to work with, especially with this cast. I mean, he's already this big action star coming into a cast of like B movie actors, pretty much. I mean, he's essentially one himself, but you know, his name is pretty fucking big at this stage.
Yeah, he's got I mean, dude, Van Damme by 95. That's a fucking solid name. Obviously, like that's why so that maybe like that's why he did Street Fighters, because even though he was going with head to head with name rights for like with Raul Julia was playing Bison, so he was the bad guy. So like Jean-Claude was still the top good guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can totally see it being that dispute. Like,
maybe that's why you want to take it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. What else we got, brother?
So the film soundtrack went platinum in less than 2 weeks. Fuck.
Hot damn. Impressive. I don't know about you, man, but I definitely owned that shit. I don't know. I don't have it anymore, but I did at a time.
I think I had a burnt CD of it, back
Yeah, the good old Burn CD, dude.
in the day. Burn CD. And it was
That
like
is
a
a
white top texter, Mortal Kombat.
that is a that is going back in time right there.
Fucking oath.
Fucking love it, dude.
On top of that, originally the producers were rejected by multiple record companies to make the soundtrack as they wanted to use EDM, electronic dance music, and record excess wanted to use popular artists. They eventually landed with TVT Records, who were a smaller company at the time. And with that, it ended up becoming the very first platinum EDM record in history.
Hot damn. So round of applause to George S. Clinton there for making putting together an amazing soundtrack. Like, obviously he did not do all the songs on the soundtrack, but he was the one who put it together. And oh yeah, man. Like, and he did have a few on there actually still. I'm not gonna say he didn't.
Yep.
But oh man.
So yeah, no, that was a fucking badass. Actually, I revisited that soundtrack last night on YouTube. Just to get back in the zone and that. And there were so many bands that I'd forgotten about, which we do talk about in our questions.
Oh my god, dude. No, I'm gonna forget the song. I gotta look it up. Yeah, we'll talk about that in our questions.
Yeah. So
what else we got, buddy?
Anderson credits Lambert for smoothing over his first big job, and on top of that, being the biggest name there, set as a precedent for the other actors, which with his more claiming laid-back attitude. Sorry, calming. Fuck me. Seeing as the studio could only pay him for a few weeks, they shot with him for a few weeks in the LA studio, and we're going to use a double for the shots in Thailand. Lambert, being the amazing guy he is, flew out to Thailand to make sure he was in the rest of the shots with no extra fees, as he felt he was needed through the movie. He even paid for the rap party afterwards. What a top bloke.
Right? That's what I'm saying, man. Christopher Lambert was the unsung hero of 1995's Mortal Kombat. Like,
fuck.
Yeah, he was the biggest name on the roster. So you already kind of got that draw. And obviously, you know, by that point, we've already gotten two Highlanders. I don't know if we've gotten the third one at that point or not.
Yeah, I definitely know we had two by then.
But yeah, so you got that name from there. They actually wanted, I don't think I had this in the show notes, but I did see it. So they wanted motherfucking Sean Connery.
Ooh.
Right.
Another Highlander.
Right. So it's kind of cool, like with the whole like Highlander thing. So they wanted Sean Connery to play Raiden, but according to this, what it said is like he was just like, I want to play golf, and he didn't want to do a physical role, I guess, for the movie. Which I don't really know, like how even like I didn't think Christopher Lambert really did that much of a physical fucking role for this movie, personally.
He didn't do anything. He just stood there and fucking laughed at people.
The most physical part Christopher Lambert did in this movie, besides his awesome cackle all the time, which some people don't like, but I fucking love, is when he flips Liu Kang, when Liu Kang is at the temple. That's about it. Like, that's the most physical he fucking got. Everything else was close-ups in a fucking studio. Jesus fuck. But yeah, close-ups in a studio on the fucking boat and a few other spots, and then obviously like the scenes in Thailand and shit like that. But it's awesome that he went out. I'm sure he got paid to go out there. He maybe not got paid from the movie, but I'm sure the dude got taken care of through his agent or something. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
But at the same time, like, even if he didn't, even if he was really like, no, man, this movie fucking needs me.
That's dedication.
And to pay for that rap party, dude, I can't imagine that was a little penny. You know what I mean?
I want to know what went on at that rap party now.
The 1995 MK rap party.
That'd be some galore.
Dude, they should have some. Imagine if that was like a behind the scenes that they start putting on like fucking movies and shit like that, dude. If they had like rap party shit, that'd be interesting.
So sick. I mean, like on Instagram, you seem the Mortal Kombat 21
Right.
reboot. You see a lot of photos from the rap party. But no, I'd love to see that. Imagine how crazy that'd fucking be. It's like a little behind the scenes doco. Oh, Mr. Scuba Steve, howdy there, honky tonk.
What's up, Mr. Scoobs? How you doing, sir? Oh man, hell yeah. Where we at,
So,
brother?
Originally, Kano was
Yes.
of Japanese/American descent. However, after Trevor Goddard's performance, the creators of the games retconned Kano to be Australian from that point on. Funny fact was that Goddard was actually British. However, enjoyed acting with an Australian accent. Yeah, is that if that's what you call that accent?
I was gonna say we've mentioned this a few times before, but Brody has been pretty vocal on Goddard's take on the Australian fucking accent.
Fuck.
Hey man, you know what?
It's interesting though.
I think it's awesome. Like,
Absolutely.
and whatever the fuck was going on in his head for him to want to do that, I can say nothing but thanks to that man, just because dude, he changed the whole dynamic of Kano.
Absolutely. He's given there's not really too many video game characters out there that's Australian, so that's one on the board for us. So,
and we already got a lot of fucking American or Japanese people in this game of Oriental descent, nonetheless. I mean, we got Hanzo, who's Japanese, but
yeah, absolutely. And for the fact that he's British and just to take it to the next, well, it could have been a British character, but for him to take it to the next level and just be like, fuck it, I'm going to make my
British Kano. That would be
interesting.
Yeah, that would be. No, dude, I'm glad they went with this take because I don't know what it was, man, but it just added that little bit more of like rugged gritness to it, I guess.
Yeah, we're all rugged and gritness down here.
Yeah, dude, right? Fucking A, dude.
Nah, fucking oath.
And he had I mean, not to compare it to the new movie, but they even gave him the actual like cybernetic eye. He didn't do shit with it. It was just prop, but it still looked like it didn't look terrible. You know what I mean? Like I could still watch that shit and be like, all right, there's Kano.
There's Kano, and I'm happy we got Kano.
Fuck yeah. Even though he was weak as piss.
Thank you, Johnny. You little.
Hey man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. That's all I gotta say.
They doing justice in the remake, but
yes,
bonus content, go suss that out. So two of the best fights in the movie, Scorpion versus Cage and Liu Kang versus Reptile, were actually reshoots done after the test audience wanted more fights, pushing the release from May to August. Good. Yeah. I'm glad they fucking did that.
Fuck yeah. And that might be I know I wrote in two of the best fights, and that obviously might be opinionated on my point just when I was watching it, but I feel like that's usually the generalized take from most people is like, yo, dude, Scorpion fight, Reptile fight. Yeah. Like, and I should have put that in there, but we'll cover that in questions. We'll just throw it in. But we should have put in besides favorite fight, worst fight. Well, we probably agree on that. No, we probably would. So, all right. Without further ado, I say we hit these questions, brother.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Fucking.
So, and if you've been following in the beginning of this, obviously we stole our format from Gore More, but it fits very well with Brody and I. Questions are tweaked a little bit, going more our MK style, but still with the Gore More theme, just to get a couple extra contents in there. So, where did you watch it, and what was the format, brother? If you did have to watch it this week.
Yeah, well, look, I didn't have to watch it, but I thought I'd just quickly revisit it back on YouTube. I think it was only 720p. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'd have to go back and suss it out. But yeah, look, I really need to kick my own fucking ass for not having this on Blu-ray.
Dude, it's kind of hard to find on Blu-ray. But
is it?
Well, yeah, because like there hasn't been anything in print for a while. And like there's a steelbook out there that was kind of going cheap,
That'd be cool.
but I think, and I'm looking it up right now. I want to say they're actually about to drop a 4K Blu-ray pack.
Whoa.
Or it might just be the first one.
Damn. Hopefully it's both. That'd be sick.
Okay, so nope. This is MK 2021 4K Blu-ray drops July 13th. So that's just good to know anyways. But okay, so damn it, it's just coming up this one. Fuck. All right, anyways. I'll keep looking for that.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely suss that out. But yeah, I'm actually really surprised that it's hard to get on Blu-ray. You'd think that they would have had something out by now for it.
Well, okay, so there was a triple pack, and I think you might be able to get it on Amazon, and it came with MK or this MK, Annihilation, and I think maybe the first series of Legacy.
Yep.
And then there was another one that had those three, and it also had 1995 Spawn or Spawn 7.
Ooh.
I want to say it was 5. And side note on Spawn, love the movie, but you want to talk bad CGI. Jesus Christmas.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm just on eBay at the moment, Australian eBay, and for me to buy a Mortal Kombat Blu-ray Region 4, guess how much?
Okay, so wait, you've told me everything is tripled there, or is it doubled?
Actually, sorry, so it might be doubled. So when I'm gonna
say a solid 80
Australian.
Yeah,
go a little bit more.
Really?
No shit.
What is it?
Well, there's only two on here, and one's at $88 and one is at $99.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off.
No, you're pretty fucking good. If I want to get a cheap one, I'd have to get a Region B from United Kingdom, which is only like $30 and free postage. So it's better to shop from get one from the UK than Australia.
Yeah, dude.
How the fuck is that?
Wow, $80, dude, for a fucking Blu-ray.
And I'm not even entirely sure if it has like special features or anything.
Right? You think they would. I'm surprised they haven't dropped a nice new like 4K pack of the first two, at least the two movies. You don't need to put Legacy on there. But with the new movie dropping this year, you figured like that would have been an extra fucking that would have been money in the pocket. Like who wouldn't have wanted to ride that train?
Oh, absolutely. And I reckon they will do something like that when the new film actually comes out. Are they actually releasing a physical release for the new one?
According to what I'm looking at here, yes. Which is weird because Warner Brothers said they were going to stop physical fucking media. So was it like at a certain point they're going to stop physical media maybe?
Yeah.
Like it's still going to continue to like throughout the year? I don't know. I didn't suss that shit out too much. I'm not going to lie. Like when we talked about it, like I read into a little bit, but I know TJ covered a little bit more.
Yep. What about yourself there? What'd you watch it on, mate? If you had to watch it.
Well, I'm actually watching it right now, funny enough. Not that y'all can hear it, but say what you want. I got the old classic fucking DVD shit, like old school fucking paper bullshit, whatever. She's still good. I don't care.
Old
watching on the 4K TV. That's all that matters.
Fuck yeah.
And I got it. Okay, so here's the funny thing is like, so this DVD is like the old DVD style where it has full screen and widescreen, but it's on opposite side of the disc instead of just in the menu. So like if you don't actually, yeah, I know it's fucking stupid. So if you don't read it, like you could independent, like And obviously everything's set up for widescreen now. So it's kind of a weird thing because then you put it in widescreen. But the problem is it's filmed in widescreen format, but it puts it down into like a smaller scale. So it's like solid black all the way around. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. So at least with my TV, even though it's not like it's not the better of the 4K that I have, it has this nice zoom option where it actually perfectly zooms that rate all in the frame. And yeah, so like I have the full fucking 60-inch, like how I want to watch it. And it doesn't look too bad. Like I would do, if they dropped it in 4K, I'd fucking be, I fucking throw that money right now. But
rest in peace, bank account.
Yeah, but up until that point, I'm just gonna keep watching this, dude. So that's what I did. Old school DVD, and yeah. So opening scene, buddy, did it hook you in?
Absolutely. You know, I've got to give a shout out to that kick-ass Mortal Kombat theme from the Immortals, and you know, we get that lovely title card. But yeah, the opening scene of Liu Kang's brother Chan, I think it is. Is it Chan?
Yes.
Yeah, being killed by Shang Tsung, you know, definitely sets the tone for the film. And to that famous quote, "Your brother's soul is mine." I think it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, 100%, man. You said that beautifully. All I could say is to add to that, at least from my aspect, when I came into watching this movie, at first, as a kid, I was just like, wait, is this Liu Kang? And you're like, who the fuck is Chan? You know what I mean? Like, you're so many questions, dude. And you just see Shang Tsung, who's a young guy, that was a little different.
Yep.
And they actually, another little behind the scenes, they actually always wanted Carrie to play the role, regardless, but they decided to just use him younger because they would have just spent that much more time and money on props to make him look like old school, like old ass Shang Tsung. Yeah, so they just left him young, which is fine. I think he did a fucking phenomenal role.
Oh,
and
incredible.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
No, I was just going to say, it's incredible. I think that if you turn him into this old guy, it just sort of takes that element away of it. Like, I mean, he's more younger, he's fitter, he's more sinister. He's, you know, he can keep up with these fucking fighters.
Right. He's MK2. He's MK2 Shang Tsung, essentially. Like, we just skip the old man shit.
Yeah.
It's fine. You don't need it. I mean, the old man stuff was definitely more tied to other movies that we talked about. You can go back and check our other episodes when we talk about our references. But other than that, yeah, sets the mood perfectly. I'm glad you brought in the Immortals theme song because, dude, that shit right there, you fucking, I don't know what it is about this movie, man, but this is like one of the top 3. I don't know if you've ever seen that question, but it's like, when you see the New Line Cinema card, what's the first movie or first 2 movies that come to your mind? MK is right there besides Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
It's Nightmare on Elm Street, MK, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those are my 3 New Line. Yeah. Those are my 3 New Line fucking like big boys. When I see that title card, I'm like, I'm either it's hoping it's one of those 3 or it is going to be one of those 3. You know?
No, yes, that's 100% fucking the same with me, dude. You just took the words out of my mouth.
But when that hits you, you see the silent one, and then you get the second New Line title card. You hear the dum 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 dum. Dude, I could only imagine in theaters, like you just heard that, and it just like started pumping you up, and you just hear it enough to where you keep hearing it throughout the movie, and then they hit it with you at the end, dude. That theater must have been fucking jumping.
Oh, I just want to see a UFC fighter come out to it. Imagine that. The whole crowd would just start fighting each other. Fucking
right. Well, I think they did that shit on some wrestling. I think the boys know about that a little more than we do, but
yeah.
Oh, fucking A, dude. So let's see. Yeah. Once again, opening scene, great. Okay, so favorite character for MK 1995.
Ooh, now this is a Johnny D favorite, this one. I mean, how could you not go with fucking Johnny Cage?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like he can definitely fight in this film, and the one-liners, sarcastic and smart-ass remarks are just endless. So I've chosen him for the win. But I've got not to mention what sells it for me is that he dick punches Goro and leads him to his death. Just
Fuck
a
yeah, dude. We
badass-
get the ball. We get the ball punch, dude. They gave us the nut punch. If fucking MK2, the new MK2 when that drops, if we actually get it and we get our Cage, if we don't get the fucking nut punch, goddamn it, it's gonna be riots, riots.
So good.
I wish we
But
got. I wish we got more with that fight though. Like obviously,
Yes.
yeah, you know, fighting against the animatronic, we got like Art Lean. I feel like had a way better, like a longer fight essentially with Goro, even though Goro was pummeling the shit out of him.
Yes.
Rest in power, buddy, Mr. Art Lean. But you know that obviously gave Cage. I feel like, I mean, honestly, he could. You could say Cage got a flawless victory against Goro.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. I didn't.
I
even
think
think
Goro
of that.
took 2 swings on him, but he blocked him. So, yeah,
Gone.
he then he did the roll up, kick, jump up, and fucking kicked him off that cliff, dude. And you're right, his one liners. I'm gonna have to say Cage, obviously, yes, is my favorite. Lyndon Ashby doing a great job. But come on, man, everybody quoted those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. You know what I mean? Like that was one of the best fucking lines in this whole goddamn movie. And just
Yes.
the delivery was perfect. That being said, I feel like everybody fit their roles very well in this, especially the main, like Robin Shaw, phenomenal Liu Kang.
Yes. Yep.
I feel these 3 characters, once again, talking about Bridget Wilson, these 3 filled their roles out amazingly. You know what I mean? And Christopher Lambert, even though Raiden is supposed to be of like Japanese descent or origin, pulling in the French guy, he did a fucking phenomenal job.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
but I feel like my runner-up is gonna have to be to and now I'm gonna fuck up his name. I gotta read it again here. To Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung as my runner-up, because once again, man, he would probably was the second most quoted behind Johnny Cage, dude, with Your Soul Is Mine. Like that wasn't even in the game. That was nothing, dude, but the game totally took that and ran with it after the fact. He did such a good job. They fucking brought him back in for MK11 and check out our MK11 episode. But they brought him back into that to replay the role in the game, dude, with the new mocap and shit that they got and the new facial scan. And you get a whole story mode playing with him, going alongside with him, and his acting in it is great. Some people said it didn't seem as good, but it's like, yo, dude, like, you know, video game acting is different. It has a little different sense to it, so you got to take it as it is. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, so those are my 2, man, for sure.
If we do happen to get a little bit of a sidebar, if we happen to get a sequel to the reboot, like I really do like your theory of how they should bring him back.
Who's that?
Shang Tsung.
Ooh, like that's true. Like he could, if Shao Kahn is brought in, yeah, he could lose his temper with Shang Tsung for making the tournament have to go through, so where he could like maybe take his life essence, make him old for the tournament.
Yes.
Or I don't know, man. I still don't think we're gonna get the tournament in the second one. If it's the way I'm thinking, I could be wrong.
Yep.
But dude, I hope they really don't do that space shit. I keep seeing that pop up, and I'm like, no, go away. I don't want to fucking like. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, they keep so there's like these articles going around saying that the second Mortal Kombat, if it comes out, they're talking about like having it go into space. And I'm like, I don't understand even the concept of that, because why? It has nothing to do with space. It has to do with fucking different dimensions and realms.
This angers me.
Yeah, it really does, dude. Because it's like, guys, do you not fucking listen? Like, stop coming up with this dumb, like, no. Unless like they're confused because they see like MK11 and you're looking at holy fuck, I can't believe I'm brain farting on her name right now. But the Chronica, Jesus Christ. But you see like her layer, like it looks like it's out in space, but that's just the time dimension. You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen, dude. I fucking hope it's just bullshit rumor.
Yeah, listen to the fans. What we want, right? Because we don't want this bullshit. It's just going to be one big fucking shit show.
Yeah, man. Where it's already was a struggle with fighting with the first one because so many people hated a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
But other people liked it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah.
Go catch out our fucking keep tagging out little episodes. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. So favorite fight of MK95.
Reptile and Liu Kang, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, it to me, it probably, it just feels like the longest and most entertaining fight in the movie. That to me feels true to the games, as I said. But you know, like what Johnny D was just showing me, especially when you get the famous Liu Kang bicycle kick.
Fucking right.
It just yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's a well choreographed fight scene. Also, got to mention, it definitely helps when you've got these two characters and their costume design is pretty on par with the game as well. Like,
yes,
I mean Reptile looks fucking great in this, and it's just a simple fucking design.
Right. The only thing they changed between the ninjas on this, obviously besides color, is their mask design. And the Reptile one is fucking like the dopest by all means, like with that sweet open mouth. And Keith Cook, who played Reptile in this, he did just his little signature move. Like, how do you even know? Okay, so there's a part where he gets up and he like dusts himself off, but he like fucking like flicks his arms and like his head, and it just kind of moves almost like reptilian-esque. Like, yeah, it just sells it that much fucking more, dude. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you got the sound effects in there too, of like the weird like hisps and shit. But
even the expression with his eyes, like he looks fucking evil,
right? Like fierce, dude. Like,
yeah,
fucking A. I'm gonna have to go Scorpion and Cage.
Classic.
Yeah, and so the funny thing is we talked about how this was a reshoot, and not the whole thing was necessarily a reshoot. The actual the original ending of that fight scene was supposed to end with Johnny Cage, shadow kicking Scorpion and getting the win. I don't know how just the shadow kick in itself would have killed him unless it was just like, well, okay, so there was a fatality in the Super Nintendo edited version where instead of his original fatality where he does the head uppercut, he does it where he does like the shadow kick and it sticks like his foot in their chest and then they fucking fall down dead. I don't know. So it could have been almost like maybe a play on that, but they obviously wanted to extend that fight longer. So then we got the whole like fucking weird, Scorpion's lair, we'll just call it, I guess. I don't know if it was really in the nether world per se, but I almost feel like it would have to be. Which, if it was, how the fuck did Cage actually get out of there then? You know what I mean? Like that's a huge question right there. Like, wait a minute, wait. Where? So unless like I'm gonna say maybe it was like catacombs on the island, like he just teleported him to a different part in the island.
Yep.
But no, I'm gonna have to go with that fight scene. Beautifully choreographed. Lyndon Ashby got fucked up quite a bit in that. Doing that fight scene, I think he broke a couple ribs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shit!
And he bruised his kidney. But there was another part, or is that Scorpion? I'm gonna fuck it up. I can't believe I'm gonna fuck this up. There's a part where one of the guys, they're doing a flip and their ankles, like, or their shins hit the bar. And I want to say it's Scorpion that hits the bar. But they said that wasn't supposed to happen, and like that like really fucked him up. And I'm just like, every time I see that, I'm just like, ooh, dude, like Uber shin hit is the worst. And that's a double. It's a fucking double, dude.
I do feel that it could be Scorpion. I think it is.
I think it is when he did when he does like the sweep flip, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll Mick Strong behind the production design on that one.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mr. Mick Strong himself. And you can catch Rabbit Hole where he actually talks about building that with him and Mr. TJ Bowser. And I believe he was brought in, like, little short notes, but he was brought in with like no idea of being told what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So go catch that shit, dude. It is delicious. I'm going to add in a quick question here, buddy. Least favorite fight or worst fight?
I
know we've seen this enough to where it shouldn't be that hard to think off the top of the head.
I don't know if you'd call this a fight, but it was that stupid monk doing all these stupid bullshit moves in front of Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero just smashed him with an ice.
The also other flawless victory in the movie.
Pretty much. Or are we actually just talking about scenes that were like a little bit like just, fighting?
So like,
I mean, Luke Kane's
go,
Sub-Zero fight was pretty average.
I was say you could go that one. Even if you like, I would almost have to say that. On top, like, but if you could go with the fight scene, it's him and Katana. That was like the most bullshit. It sets like obviously like her telling him the secrets and like blah blah blah. Like I get it, so I don't know if you can necessarily consider that a fight. So if we don't, but I'm gonna say the Sub-Zero fight, dude, and only because of how it fucking ended.
Yeah, it was so fucking stupid. It didn't even go for long.
How do you freeze? Okay, like. He didn't freeze Sub-Zero. Obviously, he impaled Sub-Zero. Like, that's what he died from. But, like, I don't know. It seems like water wouldn't have... It seems like he could have controlled that coming in the way he is able to manipulate ice and all that good shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking a little bit too far into it because, obviously, we don't have Sub-Zero in, like, as crazy as we do nowadays. But...
No, yeah. I even thought the same when I saw it. I'm like, that's just fucking stupid. At least snap his neck or do something. Like, instead of being impaled by fucking water. Like,
right. Use the element which brings life. So, funniest little tidbit about that fight scene. There's a part where, like, Sub-Zero's doing backflips down the ramp, and Liu Kang's just running at him, and he, like, does this, like, little jump kick. He's like, yeah! And he keeps running at him. So... What was originally supposed to happen is Robin Shaw was actually supposed to follow oh my god, what the hell was his name? It was Petite. Francois Petite. He was supposed to follow him down in following his flips. But Robin Shaw couldn't do the flips as fast as fucking Sub-Zero could. So by this take, he was just so pissed off. He just ran down the fucking ramp and did that little fucking like jump shimmy thing. And then that's what we ended up getting in the fucking movie because he was just so pissed off. He's like, fuck this scene.
So, that's fantastic.
Oh, fucking great, dude. But, oh shit, it's the Emperor. Ah, you weak, pathetic fools. Alrighty, so... It was worse. So that was a fun favorite fatality in the game Jesus Christmas, the movie. If
I would have to
call what we get fatalities.
Well, I'd have to go with bloody Johnny Cage's Scorpion slice to the skull on. Scorpion slice to the skull. This was actually nearly my favorite fight scene. But I thought I'd give it best fatality. And what puts the icing on the cake for me is that nice little Johnny Cage photograph at the end. To my greatest fan, Johnny Cage.
Yes, we
And
get the
it's fucking
friendship.
brilliant. Yes,
We get the fucking friendship, dude. Like, that's
Yes.
perfect.
cheesy and badass all the fucking way, and I love it. I eat that
Right.
shit up.
Why? I don't know why Scorpion has lava blood. I don't really care. Cool. Glad we got his face mask ripped, dude. Like, and we got the toasty.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? Like, perfect. Fuck, I'm almost gonna have to agree, but I'm gonna probably have to give it to Liu Kang killing off fucking Shang Tsung, dude, because it's the closest we get to Liu Kang's fireball. We get some like fireball punch thing,
Yep.
and then we get Shang Tsung falling into the fucking pit. So we actually got, yeah. I mean, it wasn't the pit like as we know it, but it was the pit for this movie, and it fucking worked. It was 4 full of spikes, and I'm gonna fucking give it to it.
Absolutely. Fucking A.
And then yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one, dude, just because. I mean, who doesn't love fucking uppercutting a motherfucker into the pit? But that scene was kind of weak before that, though, because I feel like when there's a little side note, but it's not a super side note because it's still talking about the movie. So when like he ran up there and he sees Shang Tsung up there, then Shang Tsung's like he turns his back and then he flips around and he's Chan.
Yeah.
And Liu Kang's like, "Oh no, Chan!" It's like, no, you just saw him as like, what the fuck? That doesn't. It's like you just saw him as Shang Tsung. Like, you know, it's not Chan. Stop that. But yeah, all right. So that's gonna be my favorite fatality in this.
So good.
So, buddy, did the score set the mood of this film?
I mean, yes, it did. I mean, it's so iconic everywhere in media and pop culture. But you know, like I even like how they use some of the music from the soundtrack in music from bands and that we get, that play out to give us a totally different score in fight scenes. I really like how they did that. It wasn't just like you get this soundtrack to the side of it. They incorporated that music into this film.
Well, yeah, because what was it? It wasn't in Scorpion versus Cage. That was Typo Negative, right? When like they first come in.
Yes,
it was
I think it was.
Yeah, it was like dun 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 dun, and he's like, "Welcome." I'm pretty sure like that's the, and they just loop it. You know what I mean? It's not obviously like the full song. They just loop the instrumental parts of it, which is still great nonetheless. But if you're used to hearing the normal version, it definitely will throw you off a little bit.
Absolutely.
So
it was cool how they played with that. It was it's a 90s thing, I assume. I mean, fighting movies from the 90s had that. Spawn's another one.
True. I feel like the new reboot though did pretty well with that, man. With like putting in, I mean, they didn't do like as much as this did, where it went actually out of the genre. Like it did it with more still like all the EDM, and I think they did it well with it. But you're right. Like this one, dude, like you get, oh my god, who the fuck? I'm brain farting on it. But like in Kano's lair, what the hell was it? Because I could just hear the dudes like gnarly fucking fucking scream. God damn it. Oh well, fuck it. But no, man, I thought the score was great. It fucking pumps you up. You get the theme a few different times in the movie, I feel.
Yep.
Yeah. So, favorite song, sir?
Well, I went with KMFDM, Juke Joint Jezebel.
Ooh.
Always been a sucker for these dudes. I have a few of their albums. And this movie was actually what got me onto the band. So it was actually incorporated in the Sonya and Kano fight on the beach.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. And they actually bring them back in on Annihilation soundtrack as well.
Oh, true. What song's
Yes.
that
What's that?
one? Do you know what song that is?
I can't remember what it is offhand, but we will talk about that next week.
Oh,
Not to
very
jump
good point.
too far ahead. Okay, so once again, this was a great soundtrack. So picking favorite song was actually kind of a hard one. There's a few of them I could throw right away, right off the get-go. I'm not going to lie on that. And I mean, come on. I should have almost said this, but like, we can't pick actual Mortal Kombat Techno Syndrome because everybody loves that song. And it's a great fucking, like, dude, it's fucking still better than the fucking new shit that we got. But anyways, gotta go down that fucking road. But yeah, man, we get Fear Factory in this, dude.
Yeah.
Typo Negative, KM, like there's a lot of like fucking Buckethead. But I think I'm gonna actually have to go, and I think it's the right one, but it's Control by Tracy Lords. And I like it because it's Reptiles theme, by the way, if you don't know. But I just loved fucking Reptiles theme. And shout out to a good buddy of the show, Mr. Pete Ward, if he watches this or listens to this episode. I know that's a personal favorite of his as well. But yeah, that was like, I could see why that was your favorite fight scene. You know what I mean? Because I feel like even though the Scorpion one had great music, I feel like Reptiles music was just so much more like fucking yeah, dude. Like that was the shit you could play on repeat while playing the game back in the day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, fucking
if not the whole album.
get you fucking pumped up.
Right? Yeah, because then you just set up those fights specifically. You're like, all right, I'm Liu Kang, you be Reptile. Let's all right, put the music on. Yeah.
But you got to let me win because Liu Kang wins in the movie. You got to let me
Yeah,
win.
that's right. Yeah, exactly. Fuck that. No, it's different this time.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Control. So the next question. Acting, sir. Was it good, bad? How'd you feel?
I like it. I consider it to be great. Yes, we do. We do get some extremely cheesy stuff in there in some scenes, but
A little bit.
I mean the fighting acting and I mean our three leads so like Liu Kang, Sonya, and Mr. Cage. I think they're fucking fantastic in this film. I think it's great. It just flows naturally with that era of the 90s film that we love so much. And I feel that we never really question it. I mean, it just works for that era.
All right.
I
Yeah. Let's see. So acting. Yeah, there's some cheese for sure. I feel like that's all just comes from like maybe your sub act, like you're not your main actors, obviously. Your top three, I think they do great. I thought Trevor Goddard, despite Brody's take on his accent, I thought he did a good job still in the acting portion of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Carrie did, like some people say Carrie hammed it in. Maybe he did, but I feel like it needed to be hammed in. I feel like he just fucking sold that role so well. You know, Lambert had his cackle, stuff like that. It is what it is, but at the same time, like Lambert just pulled it off well. Like he just felt like he had that God setting or ranking, I should say. So yeah, I thought the acting was good. I don't think it wasn't like terrible. It wasn't overly cheesy by any means. I think some of the cheesiest stuff is just, you know, you see like all the guys when like Goro's fight scene, like let's say like when Johnny Cage's coming in, they're all like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're like, you know what I mean? It just feels like WWE some shit right there, which is fine. But all right, how was the cinematography, buddy?
I honestly think it did the film justice. For that 90s nostalgia. You know, it definitely works very well for this film, especially the fight scenes, as I've mentioned. But as I said, like, look, I'm not trying to compare the two, you know, having the remake. But obviously we've come a long way in technology department and we do get a better looking film in 2021, obviously. But this still holds up today, despite some of the CGI in it. I think it really does. And the production design on this film's fucking incredible. The lighting
Yes.
is awesome. Location, as I've said earlier, fantastic. It really does feel like the fucking game. It really does. This whole world.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Little tidbit, a little extra nugget on the cinematography too. So this was Paul Anderson's like first really big movie, and he's never filmed fighting. So I guess when he was first originally filming this, he was filming all the fights at a wide angle. And
Ooh.
yeah, so after constantly shooting it and just not liking how it's coming out, it was actually Robin Shaw that told him a few trade secrets of how to film fighting. And it's a lot more just single up close shots with rapid like cuts in between, with only a few pan outs of a widescreen shot to show maybe where the characters are in like in balance, in proportion to each other, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, so you don't just like lose like where they are. But yeah, so Robin Shaw helped him with that, which even let's just say Liu Kang's first fight against the random dude with dreadlocks. I don't know who that was. Maybe that was supposed to be Cyrax, but I don't personally think it was. It could have been. But like even that fight scene, it was against somebody we didn't know, but it was still a cool little fight scene. You know what I mean? The way they filmed that, it was great. It was very circular motion up close. You get to see Liu Kang's fluffy fucking lioness hair. You get some weird tiger roars thrown in there for some reason. We don't really know why. I don't question why. I dig it. It's cool. But no, man, the cinematography was great. They have we got some crazy, I don't know if it would be like, I don't know how you would call the shots, but like let's say with Scorpion Spear. Like just those like through the fucking trees. Like I don't know if those are like tracking shots. I'm not the kind of person to talk about this, obviously. This is awesome.
Yeah, no. I honestly think it'd be like a camera mounted maybe to a person that just like to a steady cam, and then they just sort of ran through the trees and then quickly picked it up in the edit, like fast paced, like through the whole editing process, just sped it up a little bit further. Then you put your overlay of that CGI
right
going around the trees, sort of thing. Yeah.
Because like I was kind of getting almost Evil Dead Sam Raimi vibes off that a little bit. You know what I mean? Obviously with his force cam. And I was wondering if I wonder if they filmed it like that. I would love to see. This is the shit that we need on a 4K Blu-ray, dude. I want to see this shit. Like them filming that and everything. Yeah, come on, Warner Brothers, get on your shit.
What you just said then, imagine if Sam Raimi directed this film.
Sam Raimi direct a Mortal Kombat. That would be interesting because you know what, man? Like I thought he killed it with Spider-Man 1 and 2. And 3. Like, 3 wasn't bad. 3 gets shit on pretty hard. I'm not gonna say he didn't tank some shit in 3, but 1 and 2 stand out beautifully, and it shows he can do action on top of like horror.
Absolutely.
I mean,
he's doing a new was it Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange, yes. Oh my god, that I don't want to make this claim right now, but that might end up being one of my favorite Marvel movies because that man is directing that movie. Like I love Ragnarok, dude, and I love the take on it. I think that's my favorite by far. That might be like some fight notes, depending on some people. But Raimi directing that, dude, because like I love his shots in like Spider-Man 2. Case in point, favorite scene in that whole fucking movie is when Doc Ock is on the operating table and it goes full fucking that is Raimi classic fucking horror style to the T. And if you had that kind of direction with Scorpion's weird little fucking, which that's a whole different fucking argument right there. We can get on that in a second. But if you had Raimi's weird direction on that, yeah, dude, that would be some like way more intense fucking shots. And he could, dude, think how much scarier or potentially scarier, especially because like Scorpion in this one has the way more hardcore like hell demon vibe because he's more of a slave. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like Shang Tsung, he says it, slaves under my power. But imagine how much scarier Raimi could have made Scorpion, dude, in that forest scene alone, let alone going to the.
Oh,
That'd be insane. Paul Anderson still did a great job, but
absolutely.
it would be man, that'd be interesting.
Sam Raimi and forest scenes. I don't know.
Right? That's very true. Johnny Cage might get fucking little bent over. It's gonna be bad news bears for Mr. Cage. The trees win. Dude,
Flawless victory.
Sam Raimi is the reason we have probably live in forest, dude.
Fuck!
It's right there. Yes.
God damn it.
Man. Sam Raimi could have directed the living forest scene and went, oh, dude, what could man? Those are some fucking that's some thoughts right there. Dude, if for some reason I ever could run into Raimi at a con, I would love to ask him that question. What a like, listen, if you got the chance to direct a Mortal Kombat film, what would you do with the idea of the living forest?
That would be so fucking cool.
Oh, fuck.
You would have to film that too.
Right? If only. All right, so on to the next question. Does it hold up today?
Abso-fucking-lutely. I honestly think it does. I think it's a great film.
Minus the CGI, which was kind of dumb even then.
Yep.
Yes. 100%. It holds up. And this might be nostalgia talking. It might be. But yeah, it's not the hard R that we need or we wanted. But we were kids when this came out.
Absolutely.
Now we're all in our 30s, 40s, maybe 20s. 2021. We want to see the Mortal Kombat what Mortal Kombat is. But I feel like for 95, man, this is what I don't want to say like this is what we needed, but it was one of the best things we could have got.
Yes. And this might be a little bit controversial because I love the reboot so much. And that is it's not a completely different storyline. That sets the foundation for Mortal Kombat, the new reboot. But if we're talking about in comparison to like visually the game, this film is definitely the fucking game brought to life in film.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely.
And I love that so much. They were like, we have got the goal to make this into exactly like the game, and we're going to stick with it. Nothing more.
I mean, there's nothing like specifically from the games that you see in this movie, but it's just that vibe.
Yes.
Like, case point, in the movie, we have statues of what I would assume previous warriors from other tournaments.
Yep.
All over the island, all over. We see multiple scenes of these. And while there's none of these statues in the game, we do have the warrior shrine, obviously from the game, which we have the warrior statues. So it's just shit like that that's very reminiscent. Obviously, living forest, you get the forest and things, even though that's MK2. But once again, we're talking 3 MK3s have been out by the time this movie is dropped. So we got a lot more MK lore potentially packed into just what it would be from the first one. Yeah, I think, like I said, dude, besides the CGI, I think it holds up great. The music's all great. It's just a fun, entertaining movie. It's honestly a family movie, dude, to me. You know what I mean? It's just one of those ones you put on, dude. Your kids are watching it. They're all fucking doing karate moves by the end of it and shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's almost Mortal Kombat meets Power Rangers. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go. Absolutely.
I would say like Conquest is actually the more melding of that, but as for movie wise, this is like Power Rangers Mortal Kombat, dude. It's
fucking A.
It's not fully G rated because obviously we're getting some deaths, but it's not also like, people ripping off limbs and breaking torsos and all that other good shebang.
As much as I would have loved that.
Yeah. I feel like we already know the answer to this question, but do we enjoy the premise?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
We
shit,
just
we've
did a
been
whole bunch of. Well, you just did a podcast on the.
yeah, exactly.
whole thing.
We love the premise. The ancient island battling for the fucking damnation of Earth. Great. I don't even know why I put rating on this because I feel like we're gonna just be so biased and I wouldn't even know what to rate this out of. I mean, did we rate the new one out of 10? I don't remember.
Oh shit.
Did we do 5 or did we do 10? Because usually we do 5 on Gore and More, but I feel like I switched it with 10 for that one.
Yeah, I think we possibly did 10, and I might have given it an 8 or a 7.5. I can't
I
remember.
believe, yeah. I think because we came out to like a 7.5.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I mean, do you want to rate this? I don't know. Like, I mean, do we do 2 ratings? Like, there's a nostalgia rating of perfect 10, but then like the actual rating of like looking at it as a movie.
No, I'm just gonna give it a fucking 5 out of 5, mate.
5 out of 5. All right. I want to give it a 5 out of 5 too, but I'm gonna say from a movie standpoint, it's besides because the CGI and everything, it lacks a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it's like a solid like 4.8.
Yes, and I will also give my score on that as well, and I'll give it a 4.4. 4.4.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
And once again, we got great acting, great set designs, great location.
Yep.
The storytelling was in the storytelling, dude, the storytelling might be actually better than some of the stuff that we got in the new one. Just saying.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We didn't need Cole. But it wasn't, they didn't have to explain the backstory to these characters like super in depth, like how movies feel like they need to now. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why. Because every character got, I feel like, the same almost amount of time of intro scene. I mean, maybe Liu Kang even less. Because Liu Kang, you get him waking up from like seeing Chan's death in his dream, essentially. And then you go over, you see the little note, which I love the note. I always love the note from the grandpa. Liu Kang, Chan dead, return home, grandfather. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow. So just fucking personal.
Blunt.
Yeah, right. Right to the fucking point. And so you're like, all right, set up. You got Liu Kang. He's got to go back home to, well, it's filmed in Thailand, but China. You know what I mean? And then we go right into Johnny Cage's scene, which is set up beautifully as like the fake out with them producing the movie. Which did you notice that the director in the chair is supposed to definitely look like Steven Spielberg?
I did see that, and I actually thought it was, so I looked it up.
Funny enough, they wanted to have Steven Spielberg in it, but they couldn't get him, so they just had to do a lookalike stand in for him. Obviously, yeah. So that was pretty sweet.
But no, you're right though. Films these days, they definitely force that shit in your face and make you feel like you don't know. Like, and this is a sidebar, and I do apologize, but the new Saw movie, fuck me, I hated it because they were trying to force the twist and turns in your face like you couldn't pick up on it. Oh fuck! But Hollywood today force shit in your face to make you feel like a goddamn idiot, and it fucking really pisses me off. There's no need for
like
that.
Let your audience figure it out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the charm and it's not even that hard. Like, dude, like I said, this movie, it gives it 5 minute max introduction to each character. You know what I mean? Johnny Cage doing his movie, fucking, it calls the shit. He tweaks out on the director because he's like, these people all fucking suck. This is all hack. You know what I mean? Runs into his shit. You see the fucking tabloid of Johnny Cage is a fake. So you already know like the whole, like he's an actor. He's an action actor who is getting critically attacked all the time. And it's just, you know what I mean? He's got the shit. He gets invited to the tournament. Boom. Then you got Sonya's introduction scene, and it's like, which I fucking love her scene, dude. It just shows the TVs, Tokyo, and then you just hit with I can't remember who it is. I don't know. Was it? That wasn't Type of Negative thing. But anyways, her just pumping the fucking shotgun, coming around the corner, and just on the hunt for Kano. Just fuck all these people in the dance club, dude. Just beating the shit out of them to get her way through. Obviously lights that one dude up with the bulletproof vest on.
Oh yeah.
Which, if this was an RMK, that dude would have not been wearing bulletproof vests. Just throwing that out there. That would have been a headshot or some brutal fucking to the gut. Or potential chest, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm gonna say, okay, so you said 4.4.
Yep.
All right, so my calculator plus, and I said 4.8. Woo! There's a score of 4.6 for Mortal Kombat 1995.
I would say really fair.
And you know what? I'm actually proud of us. We didn't just give it a straight 5 out of 5 for just the nostalgia ranking. Like, it was just like, wow. It's just a purely entertaining movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And there's really not a lot come on, man. Say what you want, but physical props. We didn't even really talk about animatronic Goro, dude. But physical props still look fucking phenomenal. Say what I don't give a shit.
Was that Tom Woodruff Jr.?
Who did the effects?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Tom
that I didn't.
Woodruff Jr.
It's possible. We'll have to bring that up next episode. Which, speaking of next episode, next week we will be covering the sequel. 1997's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Annihilate them. I love it. I love it for all the wrong reasons. I'm excited to talk to Brody about it next week.
Yes.
It's going to be some fun shit. I'll definitely be watching it anyways because it's just one of those. I don't know why I like to watch it, but I like to watch it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's so nostalgia. Bad going in. Yeah. Well, it's just because it's so bad going in. You already know the ride you're up for, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but without further ado, I think that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed our take. Catch us next week at the same time, same place. I'm your Fluffmaster Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, motherfuckers.
And this is your double ganger, Kanga Banger, all the way from down under, saying sayonara, bitches.